Happy New Year, everybody! What a way to kick off the new year of Technoid with a brand new review as usual. But today's review is of course going to be kicked off by the company that started last year. We're going to start them up again, and that is of course Soundcore. Now this is one that actually flew under my radar when I was doing the Space Q45. I completely forgot to review the sister pair, which was the in-ear model called the Space A40. And after using these earbuds and after really checking them out and giving them the real world use, gotta tell you guys, not only is it a solid pair, but in my opinion, this might just be the best budget, and I say that loosely and I'll explain at the end, but I think this is probably the best premium budget earbuds that Soundcore has made, and probably the only choice you should want to consider if you're on a budget. And I'll explain everything in this video, but first, let's get it going. Alrighty, let's talk the sound quality. That's the first thing I want to get out of the way. As you guys know, I love a good pair of sounding earbuds, and sound is always subjective on my channel. I sometimes can like the worst thing, and sometimes I might like the best thing, and maybe you guys may not see it the way that I see it. But I'm just gonna go out there and say it. Not only do the A40 sound very similar in terms of sound quality compared to the Space Q45s, but I am going to go a step further and say that for $100, these are probably the best sounding earbuds that Soundcore has probably produced in a long time. And there are several factors that go into this, but I want to give you guys a couple of sound samples just so you can hear it for yourself. So here you go. So this is one of the rare moments where I actually tell you guys that normally when I do my sound videos or whenever I listen to these earbuds, whenever I do my sound test, I usually have a personal EQ, and that personal EQ I've been using for the past 2 years. I gotta be honest with you guys, this is the first Soundcore earbuds, the very first in all that I've used. This is the only one that I have not used my custom EQ, and I loved the default EQ out of the box. So that's a first for me, and that to me is a great sign of good sounding earbuds, and that's just for me. Because if I can just take it out of the box and just use the default sound, there's nothing else for me to do except that point. Now, I will say that it does have a nice balance of detail. The bass is deep and rich, but it's not over-pronounced. I love the treble. It reminds me a lot of the Space Q45 because it's using the same driver type system with the dual diaphragm with a double layer. So it does have nice clarity in the treble. The mid-ranges are a little bit squished in there. You can make them out, but they're a little bit squished, but not to the point where you can't make out your mid-end. But I think the biggest emphasis is your low and treble, and that's pretty much Soundcore's signature. But for this type of earbud, it was actually very fulling. It felt so full. I didn't feel like at any point that it was lacking on anything. And then on top of that, you pair it with LDAC, a premium feature that is in the Liberty series, now making its way over to budget-like earbuds. It not only enhances the audio quality, which is again the playback that you've heard, it is playing via LDAC, but it is incredible. It brings them to a new level if you have an Android. So overall, when it comes to the sound quality, pretty much what you expect from Soundcore, but I think they delivered in a way that I didn't think they would, and I enjoyed the sound quality right out of the box. Alrighty, now let's talk about the active noise canceling, because this was another thing that they touted a lot. Now again, it is using the adaptive active noise canceling system that they've been using with all of their premium end earbuds. So rather than it being just standard active noise canceling, it adapts based on your environment, and it's supposed to be tested rate at 98% of blocking out all the noise. Well, even though they are no AirPod Pros and I have tested them out, I've compared it, I will tell you guys firsthand that the noise canceling on these were not what I was expecting, but not in a bad way, in a great way. Because when I put them in my ear and when I found the right fitting, I thought, all right, they don't have anything to secure on, they're just in there. But then all of a sudden, as soon as I turned it on, I almost felt like I was in a quiet box. That's how quiet everything got. These things not only block out a huge amount of noise, but it produces so little cabin pressure that I didn't even expect it to work as great as it did. I was genuinely surprised by the active noise canceling. And I didn't even go as far as to say that it's on the same level as the Liberty series of active noise canceling. So that's, again, another premium feature making its way over. I love it, I really do. When it comes to the adaptive ANC, home run. Alrighty, before we keep going with this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Super X. Super X makes some of the best workout gear that you're going to find on the market. I am actually wearing their Mr. Fantastic inspired workout. It is absolutely comfortable. It is really good. It's got a nice thumb pocket if you're a runner, but most importantly, it's flexible. You can move your legs up and down just like Mr. Fantastic. But most importantly, the quality is very high and superb. Absolutely recommend. Just want to give them a quick shout out. You can find their products at superx.com. Link will be in the description. Now we got that out of the way, let's get back to the review. Now let's talk about the specs and the design. Now the design is very similar to their standard earbuds that they did a while back. It's got no ear hook or ear tips of like that. It does have different model ear tips, but what I meant to say was ear hooks. But this is actually a rarity because I, for one, actually enjoy this design. I've used Galaxy Buds, I've used Google Pixel Buds, I have used the Beats Studio Buds, and while they've all had great noise isolation, that design of no ear hook always stood out weird to me. But this one, in the words of Homelander,
it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
I really like the design. I think that the design is the best that I've used with a no ear tip or ear hook design. Now, when it comes to the technology on the inside, again, it has LDAC, it has a dual diaphragm sound system. It doesn't have the ACAA, so don't get that confused, but it does have a nice driver system set up. It does have 10 hours of battery life, and if you charge it with the case, you can get a total of 50 hours, so the case holds 40, which is incredible. Let's think about that for a second. 10 hours, that's incredible. Then, of course, you have Bluetooth 5.2, and lastly, but certainly not to forget, it does come with fast charging and wireless charging, which is something that I truly miss with a lot of Soundcore earbuds, especially the budget end ones. I wish that they had kept wireless charging in. It's only like, what, 15 cents to add a Qi in? I don't know, somebody leave the numbers in the comments. But overall, when it comes to the specs, they're definitely what you would expect. Now, the last thing to talk about, then we get to the microphone sample and then my final thoughts, is the app support. Now, the app support is taking the same similarities from the Space Q45 in terms of design. That's pretty much what you see here, but it does have a nice variety of features. You do have, of course, your active noise canceling. You can customize, you can choose how strongly you want it if you don't want it to adapt. You have transparency, which I didn't even talk about. Real quickly to talk about the transparency, it is a lot better than I thought. It does have a nicer open microphone, but again, it's not on that level of AirPod Pros, but it's nice to have that, and it's definitely a lot better than most of the Soundcore earbuds. Then going a deep further, then you have your touch controls, which are customizable. You have a single tap for play and pause, double tap to skip. Again, I don't know if Soundcore is allergic to triple tap, or maybe they just like to put that on their premium buds, but I feel like the triple tap is just a standard command at this point. I don't know why that's something that needs to be distinguished. I don't know. Maybe it's just the board or whatever they're using. But anyway, moving past that. Then, of course, you have all of the EQs. You've got your customization EQs, you've got your standard EQ. You also have a very good feature in Hear ID. It will do a sound based on your hear, so it will create a custom sound based on your tailor. Me, I just don't really use it, so this time around I just use the standard. And lastly, you also have the multi-Bluetooth point connection, which is, again, another premium feature making its way over, and also Find My Earbud, and of course your firmware updates as well, all housed in the app. This is the microphone sample of the Soundcore Space A40. This is what they sound like in a regular general environment.
And based on what you're hearing on your end, this is me in my indoor space. Let me hear your thoughts down below. What do you think of the microphone quality?
So overall, what do I think of the Space A40? Well, listen guys, in the beginning of the video, I said that this is one of my favorite budget models because I usually buy headphones that range from $150 up to $300 max. I even bought the AirPods Max. So I can spend within my threshold, but I do know that there are a lot of people that are very tight on budget, and I know that they want the best deal possible. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that I have reviewed at least so many of Soundcore Life Series headphones that I could pretty much go find another pair and I'd still make a decent amount on that. Not saying money-wise, like I can make a decent video out of that. But I have to say, of all the Life Series headphones that I have reviewed, of all of them, I am genuinely blown away with the Space A40. Not only does it sound great, not only does it have I would say the best ANC in the $100 range, but I would even go a step further as to say that this particular earbud kills the Life Series. I only say that because it does everything that the expensive models can do at a cheaper price point. Look at the Liberty series. They're at $149, $179, $199. They're all the way up there. That's the premium end. This thing is only $99.99. It's $100, but it gives you LDAC. It gives you a great driver system setup. It gives you excellent battery life. It gives you multi-Bluetooth connection. It gives you so much. It gives you pretty much anything you would want in a pair of earbuds and more. Now, of course, there are negatives. My only negative for me that I found is that I wish Soundcore would stop holding back the triple tap as an add-on to the premium earbuds. I don't get why that has to be a premium feature. I think that should just be standard across the board. And lastly, the only other negative that I was able to find, and I think this is just my opinion, but I am not a big fan of the delay for the single and double tap. There's a slight delay. I did get the latest firmware update. Maybe they'll fix it in the next update, but there is a significant delay. You press the button and it takes a few seconds, but it could be something that they could fix. I have resetted the earbuds, but it still persists. But overall, the Space A40 is a huge pickup. If you're somebody that likes to travel, if you're somebody that's on a commute, if you're somebody that goes to the gym, likes to listen to music, you want something that's gonna last long, and you want something that can give you everything that's premium, but at a fraction of the cost, I definitely would say the Space A40 is the way to go. They not only deliver in such a great, tremendous range, but they do the job, and that's the key. They do the job, and they are absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you pick it up, and I highly recommend if they're on sale, definitely buy them over any of the Life Series headphones. Not saying that you can't buy any of them. They are great. But if you could get this for like $79.99 or even $59 or $49 or even $69.99, that's a steal. That's a steal. So that's my review. If you guys agree with it, you are more than welcome to. If you disagree with it, that's completely fine. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next review. Have a great day, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and peace.